All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 2 of the Erik Kerber Show. Today, we're going to be talking about the gamer side of my life. Like I said, this is the Erik Kerber Show, not about anything specific other than myself. And so we're going to be diving into to what games I like to play and that kind of side of my life. So first off, we're going to roll that intro and also hear a word from today's sponsor, and then we will get started. The point of entry for podcasting is lower now than it has ever been before. Whether it's an iPhone or iPad running GarageBand or any other device running Anchor FM, you can share your thoughts and ideas to the world. With that in mind, I figured it was about time I had a show of my own. My name is Erik, and welcome to the Erik Kerber Show. All right, welcome back. Yes, I know I am super excited that I actually do have a sponsor for this episode, so I hope you enjoyed that ad read. And it's fun, you know. Things are happening, things are rolling. So if you didn't listen to that, go back and listen to it because it will really support the podcast. Also, leave a like and a rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to it. That would be super appreciated. Anyways, jumping on in. Today, we're talking about video games. That's what I meant by gamer. I mean, I do play some board games too, but like we're talking about gaming. So, you know, computer, console, mobile gaming is actually super huge deal now. I'm really impressed with the 12 Pro Max's gaming performance, but we can talk about that a little later on. I'm going to start off with some of my like top favorite games of all time that I'm into and still am into. And there's some classics. I'm not just talking about all the modern AAA stuff. There's some classics. We are starting it off here with the original Battlefront. That's right. We're talking Star Wars, talking Battlefront from 2003, like the Windows XP days. You know what's up if you played that game. It is so much fun. It's just such a classic game. I do enjoy so much of it. Like Bespin Cloud City, Bespin Cloud Platforms, great maps. Also love Renvar Harbor and Geonosis. Geonosis in Battlefront 2, and I'm not talking about the new Battlefront 2. I'm talking about the Battlefront 2 from like 2006 or 7, whenever it came out. They really just destroyed the Geonosis map, and I absolutely hated it. So Geonosis, original Battlefront. Also Hoth. Hoth is great. Love the snow speeders. So much fun. I do really enjoy that game. So if you haven't checked it out, I'm sure you can buy a copy on eBay for like $5. You will need to get the DVD or that'd be a CD. You need to get the CD for it because otherwise you can't play it. Windows 10 still supports it, I believe. It's been a hot minute. I've been busy working, but I have played it by dual booting Windows 10 on my 16-inch MacBook Pro, and it will run the original Battlefront still. So you shouldn't have any compatibility issues if you're looking at checking it out. But it is a great game, super cheap, and that's just kind of overall why I like to play older games too, because like they're super cheap. Like I'm a really casual gamer. I'm not into like the absolute super latest, all of that stuff, because that's like really expensive. Like a new Xbox game's like $60, and like that's crazy to me. Like I'm like, oh, I don't have that much money to dedicate into games. So I do like playing the older games because you can get a good deal and still have a ton of fun. Play some classics. So yeah, original Battlefront 2003, one of my all-time favorite games. Moving on from there, we are going to Black Ops 2. I think this is a classic that a lot of you guys have probably heard of. This is like the Xbox 360. So definitely a little old, you know, Xbox 360. That's like 2008 or whatever. Actually, fun fact. I've been playing, I just got an Xbox 360 a couple months ago, actually, just to play this game at home. Before I was playing it just at a good friend of mine. He had a 360. But anyways, I got my Xbox 360 Well, it's kind of mine. Anyways, my girlfriend's brother gave it to me for free because he's got the Xbox One and doesn't use it anymore. So that's what I'm talking about. Find someone you know who has a 360 that doesn't use it anymore. Maybe you can get it for free or cheap, or you can buy one on eBay for like $50 if you're looking to play a good classic Xbox 360 game. Black Ops 2, I love the zombies mode. My favorite map is town and farm. Those are kind of, I can't really do transit. I mean, transit's super cool. I do like all the moving elements and stuff they added to it, but it's hard, man. Like you gotta be super pro to do transit well, and so I haven't mastered it. So I'm just been playing in town and farm. Farm, you don't have all the nice perks and level ups and stuff, so it's not quite as good. I do like the gun game as well. Having friends over playing some One in the Chamber, super fun. Those party games also. I mean, you can't go wrong with gun game. You got various different modes. You've got like the full ladder for gun game. You got shotguns only. You've got SMGs only, I believe. Yeah, super fun game. I mean, you can pick it up for like you can pick up a disc for like, I don't know, $20, and like I said, that 360 for like $50. So you can get a whole console and this great game for $70 for almost the price of one of the modern games. So that's what I'm telling you. Classics. Play the classics. All right, next coming up on my favorite list, we've got Mario Kart Wii. Super fun game. I like it more than the Switch version, honestly. I mean, the Switch version, obviously, it's new, it's up to date. The graphics are fantastic. I have played it. I don't own it, but I've played it. It's super cool. But I like the maps on the Wii version, and I also feel like there's a bit more. It's hard to describe. There's nostalgia, I guess, for me. Mario Kart Wii, I grew up playing that, and I just recently got a Wii for free from my brother, and I did buy Mario Kart on eBay for like $15 or whatever. So, anyways, but I grew up playing it at friends' houses, and like I said, I just picked it up, been playing it again because it's super fun. Kind of an all-time favorite. I think I like the maps better than Switch. Like the maps just. They're more fun for me to drive on, and maybe it's just because I'm like more used to them. But it's fun. It's fun. I love it. It's such a great game, and like I said, you can pick up an original Wii for super cheap or free if you know someone that has one. So yeah, good stuff. That's kind of one of my go-tos. Coming up next, you guys probably all knew this was coming. I mean, it's like the biggest game in the world at this point. But we are talking Minecraft. I probably started playing Minecraft when I was 12, 13. Super fantastic game. I bought it for like 20-ish bucks back in the day. Now it's like more than that. I mean, obviously they're adding tons of content and doing tons of work with it, but they do they keep jacking that price up. It kind of gets more and more expensive every time they update it seems like. But I love it because of cross-platform. You can play it on native Mac OS, which I love. All Windows, obviously, Xbox, mobile, super fun stuff. I've actually recently plug for the 12 Pro Max. I do plan on making a review or video talking about this guy soon, but the gaming performance on it's super good. I've actually got the Minecraft for the phone now, that mobile version, and what I've been doing is I've been AirPlaying the screen to my Apple TV over on the other side of the room. So I'll pair a controller to my iPhone, drop it on the charger, screen mirror it to the TV, because I don't have a modern enough Xbox to play current versions of Minecraft. So what I do is, I just pair the controller, and because it's an Xbox One controller that I use to pair to my phone anyways, and then boom, I'm playing Minecraft on the big screen. And with the A14 chip inside of here, the performance has been good. Like, I wanted to kind of put it through its paces, so I laid down a ton of TNT on a world and just like detonated it, and this guy, the 12 Pro Max, rendered it super well, like even better than some of the gaming PCs I've played it on and done more intense things. Obviously, there's no really good way to direct comparison, but the point is my mind was blown at how well Minecraft runs on this phone. And I even have the render distance at like 12 chunks or something. It's like it's up there. It's not at the minimum, so it's impressive. It's impressive to me. All right, moving on here to Age of Empires 2. Age of Empires 2. The Conqueror's expansion. That's what I That's what I like grew up playing. I started playing that, I don't even remember when, but such a fun game. Again, that's like another throwback to the Windows XP days, all of that type of things. Such a fun game though. And on Steam now, actually, you can get, I think it's like $10 on Steam. You can get Age of Empires 2 HD, which I did get. It's the exact same game, same playability, same features, same everything, but they updated all the graphics and textures to full HD, so you can actually play it on a bigger screen, enjoy it a bit more, and that's been super, super cool. It's been a little while since I've played it. I've been busy doing some work and things, and it only runs on Windows, so dual boot. And sometimes, I get home and I'm a little lazy and I just want to pull up Minecraft on my phone and throw it on the Apple TV. I don't want to pull out my MacBook, dual boot into Windows 10 just to play it, but I do love it. I should play that again. Maybe I'll try and play that tonight. The nostalgia is hitting me just talking about it, and it's such a great game. Like it's $10 on Steam. I think sometimes I've seen it even go on sale for like $5. That's super great. And yeah, just any Windows computer will run it. Or if you do get the original disc, I mean, you can buy the original disc probably on eBay for like $5 or something. I haven't looked recently, so don't quote me on that, but I'm sure you could. It's such a fantastic game. Another one coming up. Again, man, I really do play a lot of old games. I was like, as I was kind of planning on doing this episode, talking about my favorite games, I was like, oh, there's a fair mix in there, but I'm like, no, everything I've talked about is old. It really is. But Terraria, made by Relogic, also known as, I used to call it Terraria, but then I think a lot of people, I heard more people calling it Terraria, so I was like, Terraria, maybe that's the proper terminology. Anyways, fantastic game. Side scroller, so it's like 2D adventure game. You're building a house, you're killing monsters. It's a lot of people will compare it to Minecraft, which I guess is just an easy way to compare it to something that more people know about, but it's a lot different than Minecraft. Like, you can kind of compare it. There's some similarities, but it's such a different game. I would say it's a lot more combat focused. Sure, there are some survival elements. You're building houses. You're surviving from the environment, but there's a lot more bosses. Like there's boss summoning. There's a boss hierarchy of, beating bosses, getting certain rewards, leveling up your weapons based on those rewards you got, things like that. So I would say it's a lot more combat based. It's a more combat focused adventure game, not so much just a survival focused adventure game. But super fun game. You can buy it on Steam for like $10, I think. Or you can get a 4-pack for $30, I believe. So it's like buy 3, get 1 free. It's been a little while since I've looked at it, but that's what it was for a while. But recently, just like I was talking about with Minecraft, you can actually get it on the phone. It's on the Apple App Store for $5, and works with the Xbox One controller or whatever controller you pair to your iPhone. So you can get it on the App Store for $5. Screen mirror it to your Apple TV if you want to be like me, and boom, game with the controller, or game on the go with the controller. Actually, though, the touchscreen controls for this game actually aren't that bad. So even if you don't have a controller and you're just playing directly on your iPhone, it really wasn't bad. I'm impressed with it. So again, it only runs on Windows, so I was getting too lazy, not wanting to dual boot into Windows on my MacBook in order to play it. And then one day I saw it pop up in my recommendations on the App Store for $5, and I was like, yes, it's time. I'm doing it. And so yeah, I've been playing it for the past couple weeks, ever since I got it on my phone. Been playing it with screen mirroring over to the Apple TV. So super classic game. Had a ton of fun with it. It's been fantastic. Okay, so I did want to talk about, and this is where we're going to get out of the old category a little bit here. But I did want to talk about some mobile games, because these ones are all going to be a lot newer, a little less classic things. But sometimes you just need a quick kind of fun game to play, maybe a round or two while you're on the go, and just something where maybe you can play a little but still be aware of your surroundings. Maybe you want to play something on the bus, you want to play something in a waiting room somewhere. Not that people are in waiting rooms and buses that much, but you get the idea. You're doing things, you need to play some games. So a few that I really like, and I'm going to be talking about, obviously I'm an iPhone user, so I'm going to be talking about things on the iOS side of things. So your mobile games may vary a little bit if you're over on Android. No hate. I'm not throwing any shade at you, but you may have different game options. So number one, I really like it because there's a little bit of skill to it, but it's just hilarious. What the Golf. This is an Apple Arcade game, which if you bought a new iPhone this fall, I believe Apple's offering you a 3 months free. 3 months of free Apple Arcade is what you should be able to get. Otherwise, if you haven't tried it at all yet, everyone's eligible for like a 1 month free trial just to check it out. But What the Golf is super funny. It is a golfing style game, but you're almost never hitting a golf ball. There'll be maps where you're rolling an office chair, or it's hilarious. I'm sure you can find some videos on YouTube if you already burned through your free trial, if you want to check it out, if you think it's worth getting Apple Arcade over. But it's hilarious. It's so much fun. I personally don't really like golfing games other than Wii Golf. I guess I should have mentioned Wii Sports on my nostalgia list, but typically I'm not really a golfing game person. So What the Golf is a golfing game for people who don't like golfing games, because it just adds a hilarious element to it, and it's super super fun to play. All right, rolling up next, we're talking about a little more party game style here. We're going to be talking about Among Us. Yeah, you know what's up. Among Us has become super popular over the past year. Well, I think it came out in 2018. I just recently heard about it. I've actually been playing it with my girlfriend and her family a ton, actually. They've gotten super into the game, and it's a lot of fun. But it's great because it's a party-style game. You can play with a minimum of 4 people, but up to 10. And it is on iOS and Android. I know that for a fact. And you can play cross-platform. So if you're an iOS user, you can play with other Android users, all of that types of things. You can host games for it locally. So if you're all on the same Wi-Fi, you can host a local game just over LAN. Otherwise, you can host online party games with just a private room code, which actually makes it super great for those of you out there who are doing Zoom or Google Hangouts game nights. You guys can jump on a group video call and then start a room and just send people the invite code. So you can have a game night together, even apart, if you need to do that. And super fun. Essentially, it's a little bit like Mafia, but a little more 21st century with some video game elements to it. But essentially, you're the crew of a ship. You can have between 1 and 3 imposters, so that aren't real crew members. And as you're going through doing your tasks, maintaining the ship, all of that stuff, you're trying to figure out who the imposters are. And then you can call team meetings, all of that, and vote people off the ship who you think the imposter is. Pretty fun. A lot of strategy to it, and great things with that. Some of these I already mentioned earlier, but I'll touch on them real quick. Minecraft, can't recommend that enough as a mobile game. Been super fun. Like I said, I will release a video of how I play it on my Apple TV, because I think that's a fun life hack, because Minecraft actually discontinued support for Apple TV officially. So, yeah, but you can still play it on your phone, and then you can screen mirror that over, and it works great. So definitely stay tuned for that video. If you're on YouTube right now, click subscribe, because it'll be coming out probably in the form of a 3-minute Thursday. I do like the 3-minute Thursdays, so we'll do that. All right, coming up next, we've got Brawl Stars. This game's by Supercell, makers of Clash of Clans, and Clash Royale is probably what they're most known for at this point. I played some Clash of Clans back in the day, but kind of just didn't get that into it. But Brawl Stars, super fun game. My favorite game mode on it is Brawl Ball, so I'm going to talk about that. But essentially, you got some different characters. You got like Shelly. She uses a shotgun as kind of medium movement speed. You got the other person I love to play is Nita. She's got kind of a lightning ball attack. You can zap some homies with that. But her ultimate ability allows you to throw a big teddy bear that will go and attack people, and that's super great, super handy when you're getting mobbed by homies and you just chuck a teddy bear at them and just boom, and your teddy bear is fighting for you, and it's great. My other favorite character, if I had to pick one, would probably be El Primo. He's kind of a melee, hand-to-hand combat type of dude, and his attack is he'll do like a big flying through the air karate chop on the ground and kind of just wreck a bunch of homies, and it's super great. Love Brawl Stars. Essentially, the Brawl Ball game mode is you got a soccer ball basically. Each team's got a goal, and then you're fighting and you're killing each other to get to the other team's goal to throw the ball in there. And so it's awesome. It's like soccer, but way more violent, and I love it. It's great. Super fun. All right, next one. Oh, actually, these next three are Apple Arcade games, so don't be mad at me, Android people, but I do like Apple Arcade. I do enjoy it. I mean, for $4.99 a month, it's fun. I like it. But Outlanders is kind of, you know how I talked about Age of Empires 2 earlier as just being a classic kind of real-time strategy game? Outlanders is really nothing like that, but it's kind of like that. You are essentially you're the leader of a town, of a people group, so to speak. So you're building houses, you're building lumber camps, you're chopping trees, you're doing stuff. So it is kind of a real-time strategy game, kind of like a civilization management for your phone. So I like that. I've been impressed by it. I think it's super cool. So definitely could be worth checking out if you're into the kind of those civilization management type of games. And it's nice because you can do it in little chunks, so if you are on the go, like I was talking about, you can, open it up, fire it up, check on your civilization, build a couple buildings, do some things, and then, close the app. It saves your progress. You're good to go. Super great. So yeah, check it out on Apple Arcade. Use your free trial, or I'm sure you can find some videos on YouTube. So yeah, it's fun. I'll be honest, I haven't played it as much as some of the other games, but I've gotten into it. I've done a couple of the quests, so to speak, and I've enjoyed it. All right, coming up next here we got Battle Royale. Battle Royale, again, Apple Arcade game. Super fun, though. Full controller support. You can play it on Apple TV, Mac, iPad, or iPhone. Well, basically anything Apple Arcade is usually available on all the platforms. But super fun. It's a Battle Royale style game, as you might be able to tell by the name. But the reason it's called Battle Royale is because butter is kind of your main form of ammo. If you see a pack of butter, you pick that up because that's usually ammo for whatever weapon you're rocking. Essentially, it is the biggest, most epic food fight game ever. You got ketchup blasters, you got the mayonnator, which is basically like a shotgun that shoots mayonnaise. You got the bread bazooka, which is just a bazooka with a big baguette, and you can just shoot someone with a huge loaf of bread, and super great. And yeah, it's a ton. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's a ton of fun, and it can get pretty competitive. It's 32 people drop onto the map at once, and then yeah, you're picking up food in the streets and you're fighting each other with it. It can get pretty competitive. I've seen some people on there that are really good and they'll just wreck me, but I also have won a couple times, so I'm proud of my achievement of winning, but it's fun. It's fun. It really is. Definitely would recommend playing with a controller. The touchscreen controls on it are hard, just because you do need to react pretty quickly. And so I like playing with a controller. I would definitely recommend that if you do play this game. But definitely check it out. Super fun. Lastly, I've got on my list here, and maybe I'll do a couple honorable mentions, but this is the official list I wrote earlier. But Mini Motorways, super fun kind of puzzle solving game, also Apple Arcade. But you got a top down view of a city. You're building roads, you're connecting buildings, you're getting people to work on time, you're getting people home. You're trying to avoid traffic jams, things like that. You're doing some puzzle solving. You're managing a city. You're trying to make traffic flow efficiently. You can do, you can build regular roads. You can build bridges. You can build freeways. You can build stop signs, things like that. Well, not stop signs, stop lights. I should clarify, stop lights. But super fun game. I do enjoy the puzzle solving. Like it's fun. It's easy. The graphics are they're simple. They're kind of comic book style almost. But I do enjoy it, but it gets you thinking, because sometimes you'll get a big traffic jam of cars and you're like, crap, where are these cars going and coming from? You know, how do I build a freeway? How do I, you know, it's tough because you know, you gotta keep that traffic flowing smoothly, and sometimes you get a pile up of a lot of cars, and you gotta it requires some thinking. It's cool, you know. It's good for your mind, good for things, you know. All right, I'm trying to decide if there's any honorable mentions I should make before wrapping this up. Okay, one thing I will say, because I mentioned it briefly, I should have said Wii Sports. Wii Sports is such a classic game because you got the bowling. Loved Wii Bowling. Loved playing that. Grew up with that. Wii Boxing, also super great. Got Wii Golf. You got Wii Tennis. Wii Tennis is fun. Really, I do like all the Wii Sports. And even Wii Baseball. That's probably my least favorite, but I do still enjoy it. So Wii Sports, pick up a Wii for super cheap and play Wii Sports if you haven't already, because it's fantastic. Wii Sports is so much fun. Okay, that's kind of my honorable mention. All right, that's it for this week's episode of the Erik Kerber Show, which I think I skipped last week. I think my first episode was 2 weeks ago. Don't count on me doing this every week. I do enjoy it. I do plan on continuing to do the Erik Kerber Show here, but I don't always have time with my 2 other jobs that I'm doing. You know, I'm not making that YouTube money yet. But if you do like this show and you would like to see more content from me, be sure to like, subscribe, rate it. You know, come on over to YouTube, join the comment section. Love talking to you guys in the comments. I do read pretty much every single comment. But otherwise, if you're listening to the audio only on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else, just make sure you're giving it that 5-star rating. If you leave it a review, would really appreciate it. And that's it for this week's Erik Kerber Show. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.